Well, we saw an explosion here today. NASDAQ futures up 650, up 2.7%. We saw the Russell up 1.9, S&P's up 1.5. You're getting your Santa Claus rally with 5 weeks to go until the end of the year, up 15% across the board, if not greater. We saw the likes of Broadcom up over 11%, up $38, $39. We have Nvidia up about $1.76. Meta up 20, up 3.36%. We saw AMD up $12, up 5%. Palantir up 8, up 5%. Coinbase up 15, 6%. Unbelievable buy reversals here in Bitcoin. Great patterns there. Great patterns on the S&P today, especially the last pullback on the 15-minute time frame, exploded up about 20 points. We saw Amazon up about 5 points, up about 2.5%. Microsoft really lagged here today. Apple up about 1.63%. So basically, it was Tesla, of course, up almost 7%, up $27. So what we really saw here was a tech buy frenzy. Somebody recommended Broadcom brokerage firm saying 520, 550 on the stock. I mean, where were they when the stock was $1.75 back in March and April? I've been doing this game too long. We saw gold reverse to buy on the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frames. Really great pullback on gold around the 488, 4088, shot up. And then once the GLDs reversed to buy on the 60-minute time frame, great pullbacks on gold down below the 13.5, 14, 41.4, 13.5, 41.14. Gold, boom, up 22 right now. So it was an unbelievable day here, a wild day across the board. And the one thing I will tell you is that when you're trading these markets, you got to be fast and nimble. Today, AVGO, really, ADX was rising on the 15, 30, and 60. I'll show you every pullback on the 15s we're along. Great pullback on Tesla, ran about 5. First pullback on the 15, the second pullback on the 15. Same thing with the spiders, the Qs, had the shallow pullback first, ripped higher, and then the second pullback on the 15. So let me just get at, but I want to show you, first of all, I want to show you the first pullback here on Bitcoin. Now, when you're trading Bitcoin during the U.S. session, you really need to look at the IBITs. All right, so I know I'm going to start with this here. Okay, if you look at the IBITs here, you can see the buy reversal here on the 15-minute time frame. We gapped up. Once the 30-minute reversed to buy here at 10 o'clock, and then the 60-minute reverse to buy here, you can see the 60 right here. What is the strategy? The MACD is below the pivot. What is the strategy here? You look to buy the first pullback on the 15, and that's right here. This is the first mini pullback on the 15, and here's the second mini pullback right here at 50, and you can see the rally, even though it's 50 cents. Bitcoin exploded here off the lows of 81,000. Again, the 15s reversed to buy. This is the first beautiful bull flag right here on the 5, on the 15, and here's the second beautiful pullback on the 15. Then if you look here, you can see that the 30-minute time frame, you can see the 30 reversing to buy on Bitcoin right here at 1 o'clock, and that correlated with the 15 and the 60-minute. So when you look at this here, this was a buy disconnect right here at 12:15, this little pullback right here, and then the really, really great pattern, 88,100. You can see the push up here of about 1,000 points. But also, look at the first pullback here. I call this long right here. This is the first pullback right here on the 5-minute time frame. 86, almost 87,000. This is the first pullback here at 12:15, and like I said, I show you right here the 30-minute reverse to buy at 1, but you were still in a buy disconnect. The 15s were in buy mode, and also the 60s were in buy mode right here. So when you got this first pullback right here, this is the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame. Here's the first pullback on the 5, and here's the second pullback on the 5-minute. Now, once those 30-minute time frames reverse the buy, then you can bought the the pullback here on the 5-minute, and here's another pullback here on the 5-minute time frame. Again, all the pullbacks were great here. Again, this is the 5-minute reversing to buy on the double blue. And then you have some great longs here and here towards the end of the day. So again, a great patterns here on Bitcoin, especially when the IBITs reverse to buy around the 1:30 time period on the 60-minute time frames. You can see once those 60-minute IBITs reverse to buy, it was just up and away on the 60 on Bitcoin on every 11:30 on every pullback here. Really great pullbacks on the 5-minute time frame. But again, when you get these patterns like this, you can see that Bitcoin, and I said it to everybody in my community, this is the first, when the Bitcoin reversed to buy, all right, and you got that big buy reversal on the 30-minute time frames around 1:30, you had to buy pullbacks. But prior to that, you were in what's called a buy disconnect. The 15 was bullish, the 60s were bullish, and you look to buy the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame. And then if you look here carefully, you can see the 15s reversing here, getting deeply oversold here on Bitcoin. Very strong. Again, look at this first pullback here. And again, the positive MACD, the ADX is rising. Again, another great pullback here, the low 88,100. And then what a push up here. What a really big push up here. Let's look at Broadcom here today. Broadcom, an animal. You got a big gap here again. So we got the big buy reversal at 10:30. All the three time frames were in buy mode. The 15, the 30, and the 60-minute time frame. Look at a beautiful long here on the 15. You can't ask for anything better than this. When you see an oversold condition on the 15, you can see the yellow dots are into the blue, the positive MACD, the rising ADX, the big buying pressure right here. How could you not buy this pullback here below 371? And look at this thing. It immediately ran $5 and never looked back here. Again, if you look at the 5-minute time frames, you can see all the pullbacks when the ADXs are rising on the 15, the 30, and the 60. Look at this. This is a Picasso right here. This is the long off the 15, right? The 5 and the 15 sit up at the same time. Here's another great pullback on the 5-minute. Here's another great long off the 5-minute time frame. All the pullbacks were absolutely amazing on Broadcom. Especially, like I said, when you have those ADXs rising on the 15, the 30, and the 60, big buying pressure, you get that pullback on that oversold condition in the 15-minute time frame into that rising ADX, MACD positive, big buying pressure on the 15, and you have those big buying pressures, ADX is rising, and the MACD is positive on the 30 and 60. It's like all in, okay? It's like all in. So again, great patterns there. Let me show you gold today. So gold reversed to buy here at 8 a.m. and then here on the 60-minute time frame, it reversed here, okay? Reversed to buy here at 11. And then you got the 30-minute, the 60-minute reversing to buy here at 11, okay? All right, you see this here. So what is the strategy? You buy the first pullback on the 15. Now, at this particular time, the GLDs were still in buy mode on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. Around 2:30 is when the GLDs reversed to buy on the 60. But let me show you here. So when you got the buy pullback here, this is the first pullback really at 12:30. But this is the pullback here. I was saying below 88.5. Now, did I expect a 50-point rally in gold? No. I expected an $8 to $10 rally in gold. And gold went from 40.86.5. They spiked up. Look at this, 14. They rallied about 30 points here and kept on going before it pulled in here. Now, this pullback here, okay, this pullback here is the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame, okay? This is the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame after the 60-minute time frame reversed to buy. So if you look at the GLDs here, you can see the GLDs reversing to buy. Now you're in a positive trend on the GLDs on the 60, the 30, and the 15, and they correlated with the underlying continuous contract on the 15, 30, and 60. That pullback was an absolute Picasso around 250 on gold. Gold got down below the 1380 level. And I'm telling you right now, people were getting out 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. But again, it was getting late in the day. And then towards the end of the day, gold rallied, and then that was it. Never looked back. So that rally from 13 all the way up to recently just hit 36. Not a bad move, 23 points. But we were out way before that. But again, it was really, really, really phenomenal day on the pattern front. Okay, Tesla, let's go look at good old Tesla here today. Tesla reversed to buy here on the 60-minute time frame. The MACDs are below the pivot. And what is the strategy? You buy every pullback on the 5 and 15. But again, you can see the 15 got oversold here towards the end of the day. But when you have a rising MACD and rising ADX, every pullback on the 5-minute time frame from after the opening was a great long. You can see here, this is the first pullback on the 5-minute right here, a great long at 11, second great long here, third great long here, okay, got another long here. This is where the pullback happened on the pretty much on the 15. Here's another great long here. Okay, just scalp the longs. Now on this long here, I was calling longs here off the 15-minute time frame. If you look at the 15, this here was, so you got your first oversold condition here, the second oversold condition pulled in deeper. I was calling for longs here. Every oversold, I was saying look to get long Tesla below 17. You can see here 17 ran to 19. This one here, when the 15s got deeply oversold, ran up here and never looked back. Okay, so with that being said, I just wanted to say it was a phenomenal day. Overall, the index futures, I'll show you the spiders and the Qs. Really, really, really great patterns here. This is the first pullback on the 15. Beautiful bull flag. Now, I told you, when you have the ADX is rising like that and the big buying pressure, the positive MACD, I said we're gonna go up from here, and we did. We launched. Okay, we launched. Then I said expect another deeper pullback between 12 and 3 o'clock. Look at time it is, 3 o'clock on the dot. You got the deep oversold condition here, okay? And guess what happened? We exploded. S&P futures rallied from the 67.10 all the way up to 67.30. And of course, when you're making new highs, what am I going to look to do, right? The MACDs cannot confirm. We shorted them beautifully, and at the end of the day, the S&P futures went from 67.30 all the way down to 67.16 before closing out 67.25. Overall, I thought it was a great day. The patterns were here. Volume was 25% lower than expected, but overall, I have to say it was a really great day. When I get back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, I'm expecting another push up here. The 30-minute time frames after they reversed here, okay, and the 60s, the 30s should look to get one more push up here, and I'll show you that. Now, when you do get this push up tomorrow, I do expect to be looking for shorts, okay? You're going to have a major gap here, and I do think they're going to gap up tomorrow, especially with these 30-minute time frames, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you look at the 30 minutes right here, you can see the 30-minute time frames are getting deeply oversold here into the positive MACD. So I probably look for another spike up. Now, once these 30-minute time frames get overbought tomorrow, I'll be looking to short them along with the 60-minute time frames right here. Okay, the 60s probably on the next push up. So I'm expecting this type of a move here. This tomorrow will gap up. And if we do get an overbought condition on the 30s and on the 60s, I would probably be looking for shorts and then looking for a deeper pullback on the 60-minute time frame. Santa Claus rallies here, but we're still 230 points away from all-time highs. So I guess we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks here. I don't think the Fed's going to cut interest rates in December. That could be a block here. However, if you look at the SQQQs today, they were down 8%. They did a reverse split, and so did the SDSs. and so did the the TSLAs didn't, but the SQQQs were down 8%. That's the inverse of the of the Qs. All right, the short, double short. So, and the SDSs were down 3%. So again, with that being said, I say if they do this big push up towards the end of the year, I say let them have them. I think they're going to get absolutely cabooshed. Those gaps will get filled in 2026 below, and I would be completely in cash at that point. I'd still be in cash here. I think the market has really, I think Bitcoin, so I posted an article in my Discord, Bitcoin tops out, and then 3 to 4 or 5, 8 weeks later, the S&Ps and NASDAQ top out. It's been shown this theory since 2017. Bitcoin hit a high of 126, trade down to 81,000. You got some type of a oversold condition. They rallied 7,000 points here, but I still think that Bitcoin is telling you something, and I think it's going to lead the way down for the markets, and then we'll look to buy them at the right appropriate time, but not here. I'd be in cash. They want to keep them up for the end of the year, get their rah-rah, their bonuses, their 15, 18% for the year, and then I think they let them have them, and then I think you sell everything. You should be in, I would be in cash, but then I think there's an opportunity to get by them when those gaps get filled. All right, when I get back, I want to tell you the importance of using stop orders. You got to listen. I've done this a number of times, but it is important. So today we were looking to short some gold, and the gold just shot right up. And so it's important after that stop out that we were calling the short in gold 0580, 0480 up to like 1180, and your stop was like 1380, 13 and a half, right? Gold just went like this, like that, right? Trade up to 17, 16, then dropped, pulled into 09, and then we were looking to buy 07 and a halves, never got there, and then ripped up again. Now that was another great time. We shorted, got a really great short, dropped all the way down to the 13 level on gold, where we looked to buy it on that pattern. But it's important to put buy market. If it was me, I just trade based upon a dollar amount. If I'm down a certain amount, I'm out, and I just go back in. But if you're trading, you really need to be looking at buy stop market orders versus a buy stop limit order. A buy stop limit order, you can have a buy stop limit order. Let's say you put a buy stop limit on gold at 13, 41.13, and it goes like this to 15, 16, 17. A buy market, you would get filled at whatever price the next price is. It could be 16, it could be 15 and a half, it could be 16 and a half, it could be 17, but at least you're buying it. With a buy stop limit, it can blow through it and keep going higher, and you may not buy it because there was no offers there to buy at 15, right, or 13, whatever your buy stop was, 41.13, and that buy stop limit becomes a bid. So be careful on understanding buy stops and sell stop. I would use, as a retail trader, market orders, buy stop limit market, sell stop limit, sell stop market, and buy stop market. Would not use a buy stop limit or a sell stop limit, because when in fast markets and they blow right through it, there's probably a 95% chance you're not going to get filled. All right. With that being said, thank you for joining me tonight on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment. Also, if you'd like to join my community of traders from all around the world, please come to my website, sktrading.live. If you'd like to follow me on social media, @official Stephen Kalayjian on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Also tonight, I'll be hosting the 8 to 10 p.m. session with My Funded Futures and Denny on SK Trading YouTube. Also, My Funded Futures YouTube. So please be there. Also, if you'd like to reach out to me, you can text me on my cell phone, 914-500-7484. It is important that I want each and every one of you to succeed, and I give it my all every single day, and that's all I care about. All right, with that being said, thank you. Have a great night. I hope to see you tonight from 8 to 10. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Good night, everybody.